Watch this. These two are identical hardcore runs. Same towers, same placements, and the same strategy. But somehow, this run cannot afford minigunner on time, while this one already has it placed before enemies even start going in. And the only difference is timescale tickets. I always thought timescale tickets were just a quality of life feature, but after testing them, I discovered something that completely changes how the early game works. Timescale tickets have been in Tower Defense Simulator for over 2 years. They let you change the speed of the game between half speed, normal speed, 1.5 speed, and double speed. But most players only use them for two things: slowing down the game so microwing towers and reacting to enemies become much easier, or making grinds 2 times faster. And honestly, that's exactly how I used to use them too, until I accidentally discovered something nobody seems to be talking about. While playing solo hardcore, I noticed something really strange. Whenever I started the game with 2x speed, I was consistently able to place my minigunner before those 3 odd enemies started to go in the base. At first, I thought maybe I just farmed better, so I tested it again. Same map, same placement, same towers, same upgrades, same timing, but without using timescale tickets. And the difference was huge. I wasn't even able to place my minigunner on time, and I lost. That's when I noticed these 3 odd enemies are a lot more further in the path, which is kind of weird. When I used the timescale ticket, the 3 odd enemies were still far from the base. So at this point, I knew something wasn't adding up. After looking into it, I finally figured out why. So, using a 2x timescale doesn't just make the game feel faster, it actually causes waves to transition sooner, which means you start receiving wave rewards earlier. That extra cash might only be a few seconds sooner, but in hardcore, those few seconds are everything. They let you place expensive towers more earlier, like the minigunner. It can also help you farm earlier, which means you can greed even more, which then lets you earn even more money, so it's basically like a snowball effect. One small advantage in the early waves become a huge advantage in the mid waves. You might be thinking, it's only a few seconds, but hardcore isn't a mode where you have extra time. Every placement matters, every upgrade matters, and every dollar matters. Missing one important tower timing can force you to stop farming completely, which means less economy, slower upgrades, less damage, and eventually your run falls apart. Solo hardcore is built around greed. You want to farm as much as possible without dying. So if an item lets you be greedier, that's a massive advantage. And honestly, this mechanic can be abused. If your early game tower is already strong enough, like the minigunner, using 2x speed lets you squeeze in even more economy before buying your next tower over an entire hardcore run. That extra economy can easily become thousands of additional cash, which means stronger towers, earlier upgrades, and a much easier mid-game. Now here's where things get interesting. Some people are probably already typing, but timescale tickets are free, and technically, they're right. You can get them from multiple sources, like the daily rewards, the spin wheel, beating or game mode, and even hardcore itself, and other ways that I did not mention. So, no, they're not locked behind Robux, but they are consumables. which means eventually you run out. So, casual players usually don't have hundreds of timescale tickets sitting in their inventory, so they're forced to save them for their best runs. Meanwhile, players with large stockpiles can use them in every single attempt. That's why I argue this isn't the traditional pay to win, but it absolutely gives a gameplay advantage. And personally, I don't think timescale tickets should be removed. They're actually one of my favorite items in the game, but I do think players should have another way to obtain them. Maybe let us buy them using coins. That way, everyone has access to the same mechanic without having to grind endlessly to get timescale tickets instead of only players who have huge stockpiles from game passes, rewards, and other stuff. So, what do you think? Is this actually a hidden pay to win mechanic? Or is it simply a strategy that most people have overlooked? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you enjoy videos where I break down hidden mechanics and strategies like this, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.